Yeah, alrighty. So let me share my screen. Let's start chatting about who we are, so you guys know what's happening. And I have here the IMDb for Calvin Leduc.
Oh, should I talk?
Yes.
Hi, guys. I'm from Canada. I grew up here and went to school here. I learned animation. First job was on the Raccoons TV series. I worked just a few episodes and then
There you go.
promoted
First job, like right here.
to Montreal, did commercials, went to London and worked on Who Framed Roger Rabbit for Disney. Germany, did a feature, came back for Spielberg feature in London, American Tail. For Dale Bear on commercials in California for a few years. 6 months project for Sony at Dream Quest. Rick Rich, I did a feature, and Disney hired me back for 10 years.
Yeah, there you go. So this you were saying this book is coming out, a new one
Yeah,
on
the
that movie. Yeah.
30th anniversary of Who Framed Roger Rabbit book just came out. I think the title is Pulling a Rabbit Out of a Hat. Looking forward to reading that. I was interviewed for that.
Right.
Oh, 5 years ago or something. I think he spent 7 years writing this book. And
Amazing. Look at that. He-Man is coming out. Cool. Look at that guy. There you
all
go.
right, so Disney did a lot of features, and they retrained me on computer animation because they stopped doing hand-drawn. Cinematics for Sony. I worked on a feature film down in San Clemente in California, and then I moved my family up here to Vancouver. School for 4 years, and then I was a contract instructor for a handful of years. One of those schools was the Vancouver Animation School, VANAS. And that's where I met Mario and been teaching computer animation there. I became a professor for a couple of years in Seattle and came back, and for 5 years I've been back with the Vancouver Animation School. Now currently I'm a computer animation instructor and the head of faculty. Ta-da!
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And then myself, I'm here also on the IMDb page. You can see my stuff right there. Yeah, so mainly I would say the next generation from Calvin. The whole thing happened now in computers, right? See, he comes from the traditional animation, mostly Disney. And when I came into the scene, the whole thing was soft image, Maya version one, Toy Story just came out. So the whole I guess platform on those days when I came in was computer animation. You can see all that stuff. Mainly films on my case. Then a couple of studios for games. That would be EA, Capcom, and Microsoft right there. You can see a couple of things on games right there. Now the school, just in case that you're confused about the school, we're Vancouver Animation School. Right, we're on the west coast of the country, Canada. And if you go on the same line, like Los Angeles, San Francisco, keep on going up, then you find Washington, and then you find Canada, and then that would be Vancouver. We specialize in all the industries for entertainment. That would be mainly animation, effects, and games. And we have, let me show you one thing right here. We have all these programs, and when you guys send your portfolios in, you guys were choosing a program because the industry is pretty specialized, right? There's positions that are, I'd say, more general positions that one person can do many things, but as soon as you go to bigger studios like Disney, then like every single person specializes in one position, and then that's how you work in bigger studios. There's a pipeline, right? So when you guys submit the portfolio, you are asked to choose the stream or the position, and that's either one of these ones. 9 positions so far. Makes sense? Now let's move on to the portfolios. Look at that. This is a page for the portfolio. So far we have about 20 portfolios. You can see it right there, 17. And I think this is a good stats. Most of the portfolios or the people that are interested in industries, they go for concept art. Now, second one would be 3D animation. Third one is 3D modeling, right? That's a big one. Then we have 2D. We have animated short films and matte painting right there. See, some of the programs that we have that are new, like esports is nothing so far, game design nothing so far. Yeah, alrighty. So we'll go one by one, and on the people that are here, we'll review the portfolios because we have about 17 people. We'll do something quick, right? So try to type in the chat box if you're here, and then we'll just mention 2-3 things, same as a daily review session in studio. And what that means is that you can have like 3 main things on your work, and then we move on. We gotta move on to the next person, right? Make sense? Jessica, let's go with you for now. Okay, so there's 5 pieces, Cal.
Probably cycle through them once so everybody can see what they are.
A doggy.
Sketch of a dog, giraffe, guy with a beard. So it's important to really know what concept art is, guys. We have some amazing instructors, art instructors work in the industry, do concept art for the animation industry. It can be any part of the industry, guys. Feature films, television series, commercials, games. You really have to understand what concept art is. Like the orc, I think, is probably the strongest piece for concept art because you're creating characters, not things that exist, styles, different varieties. You want to do them rough, quickly, show a variety, draw a tall orc, a short orc, a fat orc, old, young. And working digitally, like you can start with traditional, with pencils and stuff, but if you want to work in the studio, you really have to get your digital skills up.
Yeah. No, that's right. So the idea with these pieces, and we saw them yesterday. These pieces, Jessica, they're more fine arts, right? Which is great. But now, if you want to move into concept art, you gotta be really doing a bit more, a couple of things, like a bit more commercial art, right? And it's also the way that we approach fine arts. It's very different from the way that we approach concept art. Like all these pieces that you have here, they're more for paintings and like kind of studies from life. But then for concept art, we use an approach that has like volume. We draw from the inside out. We don't stay on the outline like this ones. You try to like build things from the inside out, because these designs, they will be sent out to be modeled in 3D and different themes. So all the information that we provide here, there has to be more with that angle though. Now let me ask you one thing: is this from school? Are you attending high school, university? Like where are you at? Yeah, you can type on the. Let me see right here. Yeah, doodles.
Styles are important. You want to get away from just drawing realistic, right? Think Madagascar. You want things to be cartoony.
Yeah. Like the only I would say the only position now that we have that has to be hyper realistic would be the matte painters, right? Because that they're always sharing their work with a live action piece on the movie, right? But something like this, especially animated movies or games that they need concepts, like especially games, there has to be something that looks believable, not so much real.
That drawing from life, whether it's animals or humans, is a very important stage of becoming a great artist. You have to know proper structure, the skeleton, proportions. And then when you know that, you can start expanding and doing takeoffs from.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So, hey, I have here Ryan. So Ryan WC. Now that's that. And then he's saying 3D character animation. Yeah, we saw this one yesterday as well. Ryan, are you high school, university? Yeah, I think this would be more 2D animation, right? But he's saying 3D animation on the submission.
Right. Well, if you're interested in progressing to 3D animation, yes, any knowledge you have of animation is going to be really beneficial. You're learning about poses, you're learning about timing, you're learning about acting.
Yeah. Okay, so he was at Algonquin College in what is that, Ottawa, I think?
Yeah, it's close to Ottawa.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like these things. Yeah, 2D animation is always nice because it gives you it's almost like a personal connection, right? With the frames, the character, the in-betweens, the animation.
I was talking about attending the program, and it was 1 year. all our diploma courses are a year in length. That's the norm for here in Vancouver. And our courses are designed to get you ready for the industry
Yeah,
to work full time in 1 year.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome. You see, that's a complex scene. It has two characters. You know, kiss, 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 love scene right there. That's awesome.
Girls
I
gaming
like
here.
it. Are you
You know,
using TV Paint? Is this what is this, Ryan? Is this just basically like what like pencil and paper? Or are you using anything like Animate CC, Flash animation? There you go.
yeah, it's important to know Flash, one of the major 2D computer animation programs for working in the industry.
Yeah,
So you have a good start. I'm not certain there's sufficient work in there yet
right.
for working in the industry.
But it does show that he has interest in movement, right?
Good drawings. You know, people want to see the basics as well. You have a good walk cycle.
Yeah,
You do a run. You do show weight. You show a character picking up something heavy.
yeah. There you go. This one looks more like rotoscoping.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dialogue, super important because that's what television animation is. Heads up that here in Vancouver we do the most 2D television animation in North America, right here in the city.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
actually requested that we start teaching 2D animation because they couldn't get enough people to
yeah.
work.
Is that VHX Media? Yeah, and you see, he has a tendency for a like anime style animation, right? I'm a human being tied to my emotions. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool though. Like all those
We like to see a variety
images.
of styles. Tony.
I think same idea. What I think like this one and the one from Jessica, they have that approach, like staying on the outline. And once
Yeah,
you get into 3D animation, 2D animation, like specifically for commercial purposes, then you really gotta be having an approach that it can be replicated, right? Through many people, through different pipelines and stages in the studio. So
yeah, I
that's why
think
we don't stay on the outline.
majority of commercial work is not going to be rotoscoping.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there you go. So he's saying 2D and 3D. Yeah, it's awesome. One or the other one. Typically, people that are going for animation, they take both because one makes the other one better, right? So 2D animation, that's kind of like the A or the number one, and then you go to number two, which is 3D animation. Sometimes you go backwards. Like I myself, I went backwards. 3D animation and then 2D animation, but typically people would go from 2D to 3D animation. Yeah, yeah, either or 2D animation or 3D animation. I think bottom line, the animator that has both, it's something that you should be looking for because that's going to make you a much more robust animator for
Mario, there's a
anything, right?
question there. Would we suggest 2D animation first?
I would
Personally,
say yeah.
I would say yes. I always do an analogy. I think of 2D animation as juggling three balls and 3D animation as 9 balls. You
Uh-huh.
have a whole studio in a box in your computer. You're doing every job when you're doing 3D.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to jump over to Paula.
Exciting but complex.
Paula, she would be concept art. Yeah, and I thank you guys because I know that it's not easy showing your screen or your work to everybody. So thank you on that one. So Paula, uh, one, this one.
There's a nice variety I'm seeing.
Hold on, there's two more. There's this one, and then there's that one right there. Yeah,
Turnarounds are important to know how to do. Model sheets, right? A front view, side view. Generally, it'll be a three-quarter front or possibly a back view of a character. The studios really want to see these little small rough sketches, but a variety because you're taking one idea. Here it's a guy with a helmet, a mustache, and then show us a variety.
so there's typically a bit of a lineup, right, when they're exploring the concepts. And I try to show you some examples here from the alumni.
And then if you're doing a group, let's say that you have the chief and then the soldier and the warrior, and mother, whatever it is. You want to see them together. Here's a secret, guys. We're currently doing updated versions of the VANAS family with a great artist over on Vancouver Island, and it's really super exciting. And they're putting
Yeah,
them together now, so you can actually see what's the height relationship.
yeah. So this is from one of the alumni from the concept art program. You can see how we have now everything on that model sheet that Calvin's saying, right? So there's the main character, right? Different poses, different functionality, different clothes, different textures, how they're indicating all these things.
You want to have clear titles on any model sheet you do. You want to know the character's name or profession. You want to have some call-outs. You want to show some, blow-ups of details,
Yeah, right. So let's go back to this one. So the yeah, like concept-wise, what do you think about that, Cal?
I like the creativity. It's a creature. It's fantasy. It's not reality. Again, getting into color is important too. Probably
Yeah,
push the color a little bit more.
yeah. And again, you can see how she has a bit of a fine arts background, right? Like staying on the outline. So once it gets like somewhat approved, then this has to be designed from the inside out, built almost like an architect, right? With blueprints and stuff like that. Now that one, Cal, right there, it's more like a portrait, right?
Yeah, feels like working from a photograph. It's a
Yeah.
watercolor study.
So that's an example to what Calvin's saying. Is like if you have an amazing portrait, and it shows that you have an ability, to draw and to observe. It doesn't necessarily constitute a concept piece, right? So it's better to have something like this that is not, like fully fledged, but it shows the idea. That's what I want. Yeah, and then she's saying, Paula on the chat box, she's saying she's interested in animation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's again, 2D animation would be a really nice jump from a concept to 2D animation, right?
Yeah, you want to contact the school, Sonia at vanas.ca, and talk about these different subjects that you're interested in. Find out what
Yeah,
really.
this is more the color studies. Yeah.
I'm sure Mario's going to agree if I throw this out, Mario.
Yes.
You're not looking at where is a job, where is 1,000 jobs sitting there, or what makes the most money. What you want to do is find out what makes you happy, what makes you excited, and that's what you train at. Okay? And then you go and you get the job. So I saw
Yes.
a landscape there from the last person, and that's
You want to open
important,
that up?
guys. You
Yeah,
want to
this
do
one.
different things like environments, interior environments, exterior environments, organic. This is organic, right? Lake, grass, fields, mountains. It can be inorganic as well. And exterior can be buildings, right? Bridges. Show a
Yeah.
variety. Show them, that you have skills in proper perspective, proper layout.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Diana, I think I see you right here. Hold on. Okay, that's a Dropbox link. I mean, Diana, she is saying that she would like to go for 3D animation. Awesome. Yeah, we saw this one yesterday. Cool. Diana, where are you from?
and also, what have you already
Mexico.
gone
There
to
you go.
school? It looks
Yeah.
like there's already quite a bit of skill involved here.
Yeah. What's up with you, Diana? Did you attend school? Are you in university, high school, college? So that's a little cat, walking.
Yeah,
Let me go and see
it's good
the
to
other
show
one.
good walks, guys. Uh,
Yeah, look at
People
that.
have to know. She attended university.
Yeah, 2 years. Oh yeah, so you graduated and you left university 2 years ago. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Yeah. You know what? This actually like the whole render, the models, that looks pretty awesome though. Animation wise, obviously you need more. I think you need the animation ingredients. Uh, Whoops. Sorry, hold on. No, that's loud. Oh,
Besides
that's a
the
real.
basics of locomotion, which is walks, runs, jumps, um, you want to get into acting. So you have pantomime, which is acting without dialogue, and dialogue. And really, guys, because I have a lot of friends that work in all the major studios, I would ask them, because I was the head of a school for 4 years, and I wanted to know what you guys want to see on a portfolio for animation. They say the ultimate thing we want to see is acting and dialogue between two characters. So
Yeah.
that has to be part of the demo.
Yeah, you know what? This reel, like I think it's the perfect example for everybody here to see that you know, someone has gone through university, and typically at a university level, they teach you every single thing, right? Because they need to round you up as a student. So she knows how to model, she knows how to light, she knows how to render, she knows how to animate, right? So now she knows like all these different things. So for Diana, she has to now make a decision. She either stays as a journalist, that means that she's going to be doing the whole thing, or she says, I like to specialize in one thing, right? Because now she's been going through, again, model, concept, the 3D rigging, lighting, like all that stuff. Now she has to, now she knows that what is it that she likes and what is it that she's like really, really good for, right? And other areas that she doesn't like as well. So that's what she wants. Diana, like from all these ones, you're indicating 3D animation would be your choice, right? Yeah, 3D modeling. There you go. She has animation, so that's information right there. So yeah, so for that, the thing with modeling is that when we opened that modeling program, if you go to the VANAS 3D modeling, the reason we opened this program right there is because the first thing that everybody learns in school, like even in high school, it's basically how to model something, right? So it's a position that has a lot of competition because everyone knows how to do that. At least everyone has the modeling tools within reach, right? And then because of that, you had a lot of people applying for those positions, right? And then just a few people getting that those positions, and the people that get those positions is the people that are really, you know, they have again a very good sense of design, sense of anatomy, right? Observation skills, a spatial sense because they're building things within the 3D sets. So not that many people really get to be at that level. Right? So that's why we created this program. So for the people that really want to pursue that position, you really gotta do this for one whole year and have a reel that's going to be making you standing out, right? Cal, make sense?
Of course.
Yeah. So it'll help you to take something like this, like all the way up. Like you see the anatomy, like this is nice, right? But this is going to become now Godzilla, right? Something like you see in you know, high profile blockbuster movies, basically.
Philosophy for teaching and education in the school system,
Yeah,
guys. You really want to learn high quality. And once you know how to do it really well, it's easier to do it lower quality. But if you only learn the basic quality, low quality, you don't really have time after you're working in studio for 60 hours a week to go home and practice to get better. You're too
yeah,
tired.
yeah. Like just an out like on that what I have on my screen. This is kind of funny though because when I started in 19 like 87, see, we had a company called Viewpoint. This is a long time ago. It doesn't even exist. But those guys would be digitizing real life models, right? They would have cars, vehicles. They would tape the vehicle and they would just digitize point by point um, because they like building vehicles today, like no one really models anything like that. It's a bit of a waste of time for the studio, waste of money, because they can just go and buy one. Typically, when you see like the TV spots, TV commercials, they have, I don't know, Volkswagen, Kia, Nissan, and in those vehicles now they're for sale, and you can buy one for $100, and the studio would purchase something like that, as opposed to having one person really going through that for 3 weeks and getting a bit of an okay job, right? So anyway, that's it. Now, Johan, are you here? Colombia, Johan? He's saying matte painting. There you go. Yeah, okay. Johan, are you university, high school, college?
Remind me, Mario, you said this was for matte painting, is the
Yeah, yeah,
interest?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is something that you guys really gotta watch out, right? Because when you're applying for a job and you say, I want to be this, like in this case, matte painting, and then the reel opens or the portfolio opens, and it has nothing to do with the position that you applied for, right? That's it's a tricky one because matte painting. I'll show you a couple of examples, but this is not matte painting. Maybe Kyle, you wanna talk about that so I can
Yeah,
just let
matte
me just pull up
painting is a
something on.
highly specialized skill. Again, this was a course that studios came to us and said, we just can't find people that know how to do matte painting. It's so specialized, it's only being taught in Europe. And so we agreed to design a course and use the professional matte painters here in Vancouver to
Yeah,
teach matte painting. And it's really matching live action. You're
yeah,
taking plates of real places and you're saying, okay, we want to add mountains into the background. Or we're shooting in the summer and we want to use this as a winter set. So we're going to add all the snow. Or it's an
there you go.
interior. And we only have one floor, but we need a second floor. So we add the second floor.
Yeah, there you go. So that's matte painting, what you see on the screen. It's basically stitching like all these photos with Photoshop, and you're using Maya, and you're using 3D geometry and cameras, right? And a lot of different tools like Nuke. I mean, you have a final plate that looks real, right? But this doesn't exist. You can see how they assemble all these pieces.
It has to be
Um,
flawless. You can't tell that it's a painting, a digital painting.
yeah, yeah, there you go. So that would be matte painting, right? So once you know that, and then you open the reel or the portfolio, nothing wrong with you, Johan, just making the point here. When you apply for a studio, it has to really be making sense of what you said that you can do, and then you show the portfolio and it shows exactly that same thing. Everything is aligned, right? So this would be for me, it's more 2D animation, right? Even though I don't see anything with movement, but he can be 2D animation or possibly maybe concept art. Maybe, what do you think about that? Like these pieces, conceptual pieces, design.
Yeah, but there'd have to be more variety. This is all of a single style, right? Feels like somebody designing cards or something.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's I guess if you guys can imagine yourselves like a product, right? That you say, here I'm gonna buy this phone, and that this phone right here has, has one button, has a battery, you can use a camera, so it has those features. The same way that you guys will somehow promote yourself, saying, I can do backgrounds, I can do foregrounds, I can do characters, I can do this, and that, right? So that variety has to be there. Um, Something that people really understand the style that you have, but also that your style, that you can follow the style from that studio, right? The studio won't follow the style that you have. It's almost like you gotta be adapting to their style, and then knowing that if you look for a studio that you like, either again Microsoft, Disney, EA. You see what is it that they're producing, what games. You see that's a good one right here. See, then they would see something. Okay, yeah, this guy can actually pick it up and then be producing in about 3 weeks, right, or less than that.
This is computer modeling, and it is a requirement to have some basic modeling skills, computer modeling skills,
Yeah,
or a matte painter.
yeah. You see how that piece is like really hitting in the like within all the work. So that's something, Johan, that you really gotta be clean. I know that you're using Flickr, right? But you try to say, here's my Flickr for 3D modeling. Here's my Flickr for matte painting, right? So you want to really isolate this in. So when the person opens the portfolio, then they get to the page that you want, and there's no confusions about what is that you want them to see. Like we review in studios, I'd say a small studio, possibly like 45 candidates a month, right? And then you don't have time. We typically see them very quickly, 6, 10 seconds, and we're not going to be clicking, clicking, clicking. You got to make them make the process easy for them. So just segment or add categories to your portfolio so they could be easily identifiable, right? Makes sense. Okay,
Mario,
let's
there's
move
a
on.
question from Daniela. Do you know the answer?
Oh, is ArtStation a good place to put a concept art? I think so. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah, I like ArtStation. I think it's a good place. It's better to have your own website, right? Because it's quiet. It's silence for you. You go to ArtStation or any other page like Flickr, and there's ads, right? Super distracting. Then you have 1,000 artists that's gonna like the site's gonna suggest, hey, check out this guy's work. Oh, Daniela, she has 3D. Check out this other guy has 3D. So I think those places are good for distribution, that putting the word out that you exist. But ultimately, you want to have a website that is your own, you brand it, right? And branding is you. So you want to have that quiet time for the audience. Now let's see, Alma here. Yeah, Alma's there, right there. Okay, good. Now Daniela, who do I say? I said Alma. Actually, where are you from? She is on a phone. Yeah, which country, Daniel? Alma, sorry, Mexico. And then how about university, high school, college?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want to comment
It's a
on?
good, yeah, it's a good start. You really, for a beginner demo reel to get a job professionally, as little as 20 seconds be the length. I
Yeah,
would say
this one's 20,
possibly,
20 seconds. There you go.
yeah, 20 to 30 seconds, no more. You want to show your best stuff. I see some walking in there. See some personality. This is like a take. Good. And I'd like to see some dialogue. Super
Yeah,
important.
yeah. I like it. This one's pretty awesome. This one shows that the artist, she's on the right track of progression, like evolution. How long have you been studying animation for, Alma? And
I
before
would also suggest maybe a variety
before she
of
types,
types
I'm
of
guessing two
characters.
years at least. 1 year. There you go. Yeah,
Um,
good, awesome.
at the moment, they feel like feels like the same rig, right? The same age and stuff like that. And it's kind of nice to see a variety of, can you do a big character? Can you do a strong character? Can you do
Right.
an older character? Can you do a female character? So you do have, male and female. It's nice to see the difference in the way they move and perform.
Yeah.
And yeah, pantomime. Pantomime is super important. Show the character thinking, acting, reacting, interacting with props, and you're doing that there, knowing how to build constraints.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's awesome. Yeah, you just need some more guidance, right? The to take the animation level that you have now, and then what's the next level? How do I get there? Right, and just by getting guidance, observation, attending more webinars, working on small pieces, right? You have 20 seconds on that one. If you work on just one shot, like 6 seconds, something like that, you can do more passes and passes and passes. You can really raise the quality of that piece. That's what you want.
I just finished teaching an all-girl class, three amazing women,
Yes.
uh, and we were doing the dog walk, which something I don't see here, the animals. If you know how to do a dog walk, that puts you in the top 50% of all animators. Okay, like animal animation. Okay? Half of the animators out there don't like to do animals.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
So let me translate. So what Calvin's saying that there's more women now in the industry. the studios were looking for more, right? Because women bring a pretty interesting angle, right, to the studio, like the way they think, the way they do things. Like in the past, it used to be all guys, right? You go to a party, it's all guys. Come on, what's going on? Yeah, so more women. So the first class, all women's class, yesterday.
Every term would be a different teacher, and I looked it up because I have the schedule for next week. Their next teacher is a woman teacher that we have from the United States. So
Yeah.
that's going to be pretty exciting.
All right, so this is hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right, but it's EKAM, EKAM, and he's indicating 3D animation. Now this reel just came in. We saw it just briefly this morning, but it wasn't here yesterday. So he has. Is this Goku?
This is like fan art, and we always recommend don't include fan art in any portfolio. Right? It's not original. Stay away from it.
Yeah, fan art is good for like you guys studying how close can you get to something, or just understand how the kind of the senior artists are doing things, right? But once you send this thing into studio, don't include any fan art because they just don't like it, and it's always a way of like measuring. Okay, he's gonna animate Woody or Buzz Lightyear. So try to stay away from that Mickey's, Mickey Mouse, fan art, Goku, Spider-Man. Yeah, not good, not good. Now we have Penguin. We have a little piece of animation right here, 10 seconds. Now, is this Maya Ecam? He's in high school. There you go. See, so he's using probably
Blender.
Maya or Blender. There you go. That's awesome.
Freeware.
Yeah, and this
is
is
good.
Yeah,
Start.
I love that because like we have people that were just here before showing the portfolio, and people, the high school kids now that they're 16, 17, right? They know how to model, they know how to animate. They have animation classes in high school, and those classes used to happen only at university, right? But now it's going lower in that tier. So someone like Ekan, now he has the same tools, he has the drive, he has the passion for this, so he can enter the industries as soon as he hits 19, right?
Mario, did you want to briefly mention our other school? Because
Yeah,
other school is for high schools.
yeah. So we have, I'll show you that in a moment, maybe at the end, but we have this thing called FAME, and we work with many high school kids by bringing, this type of education for that age group. Anyway, so this is Blender. Now he has also, look at that, that's not bad, eh? That's cool.
That's really good. I like the small rough sketches. There's a variety of
Good job, Ika.
angles, poses.
Yeah.
This shows your creativity.
And he's Canadian. Are you in the East Coast or the West Coast or somewhere?
Maybe not on a coast.
Maybe not on a coast.
Maybe up where the polar bears are. This last week I was on polar bear watch.
This is so awesome. Look at this one.
Vancouver.
Star Lord
Yay.
coffee. Oh, there you go. Ecam. No, this is really great work though. And wow,
well, you could come and visit, Mario, if
yes.
you're interested in.
Yes, definitely, yeah. But I love this thing because you see how global the webinar would be. We have Egypt, Canadians, we have Mexico, Ecuador, Colombia. We have all these different ages, and you see a quick snapshot of who's going to be working with you in the studios, right? This is so cool. Great job, Ecam. You're in the right track. This is also so cool. Animation-wise, yeah, something like this is just, again, from the beginning, animation principles, understanding the body mechanics, a bit of physics, and then going into pantomime, as Calvin was mentioning, and then going into acting, dialogue, and then acting. And that we have like physical acting, and we have more the kind of like the subtle acting, right? And slowly you'll get into that. Animation is one of those positions that it just takes time to understand and develop. That's what's so good about art. As you keep on growing more mature, your art keeps on getting better, right? So animators are basically acting. So you can be a better actor as you keep on growing. Yeah, that's awesome. Now let's move on. Anybody here? Can you type it on the chat? Anybody here? Because we have a lot of portfolios, and I'm going to be here. Elena, John B. Okay, now let me see. Paula, we've seen. Let me go back here. Nada, Ecam, Alma, Johan, Jessica, Diana, Ryan, Yaker, John B. There you go. Found it. From the UK, John. Just double checking. That's the same John.
Yeah, says yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So he's indicating concept art, and I'm pulling on. Cool, cool. Look at that. It's like, wow, that's not bad, eh? So hey, John. So what? High school, university?
Right now we're looking at John B's work.
Yeah, John B. University of Salford, game design. Okay. Did you graduate already, or are you just going through that bachelor's? Yeah, no worries, Les. I'll get to you. No worries. Thank you. And Johan, the same. Anybody, just let me know. Finish first year. Cool. Wow, cool. You're advanced. That's nice. Yeah, so you've been using, I'm guessing, is this Photoshop or Painter or something else, maybe? This is so advanced. That's cool. Yeah, not bad. Now you're saying game design, and then you want to go into concept art primarily. So this is a 3D model, looks like that, right? Front view, side view. Yeah, I'm guessing this is original work. I haven't seen anything like that. Yeah, there you go. So this is the here's also one more thing that that concept has. You gotta be very careful about distinguishing concept, right? There's many people that produce illustration pieces. So we talked about fine arts versus concept art. So now illustration, it's also something that is not necessarily concept art, like make something like this. It's a good industry though. Yeah, I think it's awesome, like books and all those things that are happening in libraries. But again, concept art, you gotta be on the, you gotta be clearly on the other side. You gotta be on the concept art side. That again, if I go back quickly to this one, like you see something like that, right? And you're like, yeah, any piece, he's a concept artist. You pull something up, you're like, yeah, that's a concept. See, and it's the way that they present things, the way that they build things from inside out. It's not just a painting or an illustration, right? This has a working functionality, right? It's almost like you're building something. And many of the great concept artists, they're industrial designers. They build pieces, they build chairs, and they design doors and cars and showers, because whatever they design has a functionality. It actually works. So when you do some,
all the different views in here, top view, side view,
oh yeah, sorry,
variety
yeah,
being shown.
yeah. So when you see something like that, yeah, good concept, good cover, but the idea is that how does that really stay on the concept art, right? You're doing more paintings, and that's a great I'd say illustration industry. That's a really good one though. But you got to jump on the other side, that people, you want people to see you as, you're walking down the street and say, yeah, hold on, let me go back here just to make sure. Yeah, they see, hey John, and they go like, oh, concept artist, concept artist. That's a tough one, right? But you really want to get to that point, and not, hey John illustration, John illustration. It's up to you, right, at the end. But if you want to be concept, I just try to be on that side. Yeah, I think you have the ability though. Again, inside out, these things, they seem to be more from the outline, more like a painting approach. If you see, let me show you some dragons from the alumni here. Let me pull that up really quickly. So you can see a dragon from a concept artist would be having a different approach, and that would be Francine. She's working at Dragon Show. So any of these ones. Let me see if I can just maximize that. There you
Yeah,
go.
they're up at the top.
Yeah, there you go. So something like that would be a concept artist designing a dragon, right? So there's all the sketches, explorations, angles, how does it work, right? So again, just keep that in mind. I think you have a pretty strong coloring. You have a pretty good sense of composition. Yeah, you're good. Just gotta do on the commercial side. Yeah, yeah, and then showing them. It's not so much about the final piece because your pieces are more for a marketing, right? This is the cover for the game or something like that. You really want to show concepts are before it's the main thing. When someone says, "I have an idea, do a dragon, draw this thing, do that," and then you come in and you have here's 50 versions of that. Here's 50 versions of weapons. Here's 50 versions of dragons, like all that stuff. So at that level, you want it.
Right, exactly right. They don't accept the first. Mario, did you accept the first redesign of the
Yeah.
characters we're working on?
No, 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 no. It's a process. You gotta be patient as an artist. Okay, who else? Who else? Let me see. Les, I believe. Yeah, there you go. So he's indicating 3D modeling here. Yeah, so Les, high school, university, go Raptors. Yes, excellent. Look at that, clean meshes. See, the topology looks nice, clean, and that they can use it.
Okay, so did you model these dogs? I think I'd seen the Great Dane before.
Yeah, graduated from Seneca Digital Animation Program. That's again Ottawa, Ontario, somewhere there. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys have a Ubisoft Studios right there, right? In concept art, you need rotation. Yeah, think about functionality. Functionality. Dog on the left is modeled. The others are free rigs in Maya. Yeah, so this one, yeah, that looks more like a seal, right? Like the face is kind of like, and the whole thing is like almost like a little balloon. You need more anatomy for that. And whoever designed this rig, I can see it. The anatomy, right? The knees. What do you think about that, Cal? What do they think?
Well, it's a free rig that exists on the
Yeah,
internet, and so I wouldn't show other people's work
yeah,
because you're not trying to get the other people hired. So that's always. And if you do show anything like it was a collaborative effort, you're showing something from a film, you have to state, I did not model that.
yeah,
Because if they see it, they think it's your work.
yeah,
Showing it.
yeah. So I do like the, how your meshes are so clean though. This is so nice. See, like look at that, the edge loops. Um, yeah, maybe a bit too much density on this one. It has to be the same number of polygons right on that side. I think it's more anatomy here, less slowly, right? Seneca, how long is that program though? Is that 1 year? Look at that, that's nice. So this is
Yeah.
just HDMI or the high definition mapping, something like that. Yeah, yeah. And then anatomy and stuff like that is that you don't really learn that in the computer, right? Like Maya or any tools gonna give you that. That's basically studying that and its observation skills. So like live drawing classes, sculpting classes, like really going deep into the bones that you need to see. You're not going to become a doctor, right? But you just need to see different things, the rib cage, we call them the bones that are close to the skin. Those are the ones that matter. And Calvin likes to say, try to start with animals that you know. That if you have a cat at home or a dog that you know them, say that's easier than going for someone that you haven't seen. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's good rendering skills. Yeah, so something like advanced modeling problem, that's what you need from anywhere, right? Either you come to us or you find it on YouTube, whatever you want, but just focus on the anatomy. Uh, that would be, you gotta really bring that modeling observation skills to the next level so it reflects on your work. So when you
And
have,
you're going to learn
sure, go ahead, Ka.
these animal anatomies, guys, by drawing from life, right? Not a photograph. You got to draw your own animals, you got to go to the park and draw, you got to go to the zoo and draw. You gotta, other school of fame, you can learn the, the skeleton. You got to learn the musculature, all the muscles, and then you got to learn to render the exterior
Yeah,
of the different animals.
yeah. Who else I haven't seen? Can you please type it on the chat box? Yeah, Les, you're in the right track. Just keep at it. It takes a bit of time.
It's always exciting to see young artists that are
Yeah,
developing and
you guys
learning.
are rocking the. Oh, look
Pursue
at
your
that.
passion. I always say you want to have a job, you're going to wake up and jump out of bed and rush to do, right? Worked on projects that, I wanted to have the most work I could get into that project because I knew that project was going to be around for a long time. People were going to really enjoy
Yeah,
it.
look at that, guys. Now that she's from Egypt, so see what's happening in Egypt, guys. This is so cool to see how the again the animation industry used to be in LA, Hollywood, but now it's everywhere. That's so cool. Now
So
that's
what is she using?
so
What 3D
she's
package?
saying I don't know, but she's saying 3D modeling again. So now that if you want to say high school, university, are you using Maya, Blender? Yeah.
Hair, extra ramp on the eyes.
So this one looks more like Mudbox, ZBrush, right? More something I would be sculpting at the end.
Fine arts and using ZBrush, yes.
Yeah, which is fine. And then you guys just,
Great.
typically you do ZBrush and then you find whatever you're looking for in ZBrush, you bring it up in Maya, and then you clean the mesh, right? ZBrush, there you go. You're studying at the Faculty of Fine Arts. Is that university level? There you go. That looks like that finding Nemo, your guy. Aww.
Nice detailing.
Yeah, Nada, that's awesome. Yeah, so again, one more person that she's going for 3D modeling, so you can see the competition, right? And you can see how you really gotta step it up. So you stand out, and you also see once you get to the studio scene, like the world, you're gonna have Canadians, people from Egypt, people from Mexico, Ecuador. It's so awesome, though. Yeah, great work, Nada. Yeah, that this I'm not so sure. Is this geometry? Because that would typically be done with a post process for the like computer simulation, right? The hair, we have all that stuff. So you would not have that in the scene. We have just something that kind of moves, and then you pass it on to the effects department, and then they will be doing like anything that's like jiggly, the hair, the curves. Yeah, but that would be slowing down obviously everybody's workflow. Yeah, and then just try to pose your guys. You know how the eyes are like kind of like open like that. Try to open them up. That is, yeah, fiber mesh. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's more like it's something like this that you simulate the hair, but you're not really doing that. It's a post process on the rendering stage. Yeah, and things like those ones, really good studies. Like try not to trace, try not to cheat on those ones because this is what at some point may seem kind of like useless, like what am I doing this for? But then slowly this really refines your observation skills, and before you know it, your models, like once you go back to something of your own, like that could be that turtle or somebody else, or something else, then you have all that somewhat ingrained in your understanding and approach and processes. Yeah. Okay.
Great thing about knowing how to do the skull, guys, is a classical sculpting method is you can build up the muscles and the skin on top of it to get a great, face. That's
Yeah.
if you're wanting to learn how to
Who else
sculpt.
is missing? Andy? Anybody else that I'm missing that's in the portfolio? Holly, I see you right there. Anybody else? Is this our Holly? Our Holly? Awesome.
Question from Andy. Difference between
Oh,
portfolio standards in Canada and the US? Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, there's no standards. Like there's nothing. There's a process that we follow and things that they need to see, like anatomy, structure, um, and there's guidelines that Calvin has mentioned in those ones. If you have an animation reel, make it 20 seconds, 30 seconds, right? You don't want to have a 5 minute reel. Show the best work only. No loud music. No weird things, right? Weird constitutes things that you may not be like proud of talking about that someone. Don't put them on the reel, right?
Make sure it's all original artwork.
Yeah, no fan art. So those would be the guidelines. But the idea, and this is the great thing about art, like anyone can have a say. How do you see the world, right? How do you do that? And that, if you can portray that work in your portfolio, that's it. That's what you want. You have to be able to somewhat distinguish yourself from anybody else. Like if you go to ArtStation, most of the work that you see from a lot of the people, it's the same. So it's like these trends, right? Trends, and you want to see that, but then you want to kind of stay away from that because you really want to stand out. You want to go to a place that you own, right? Because otherwise, you're again in the trends, competing with somebody else, and not knowing, hey, I've seen this thing before. Is this yours? Not yours, right? It's confusing. That's the best um, approach, I'd say. Anybody else questions before we wrap it up? Yeah, no worries, nada. Thank you. Yeah, just shoot some questions. Johan, there you go. I think I was missing that one. Hold on, you just copy this one. Put it over on this side. Yeah, Behance, great site as well. A lot of people right there. Oh, see? Can't do that. It says adult content.
They said there's a question here. What do game design portfolios look like? Show anything or just discuss it?
Yeah, there you are. So I think game design is one of those things that is like it's fully misunderstood because it has the word design in it. People think that it's basically drawing something, right? Like designing logos and art and stuff like that. That is not game design. So game design it's systems design, right? And that's basically planning strategies, planning the game.
Gameplay.
Yeah, gameplay, monetization, right? And balancing the game. But that means that if you guys are playing a game, who's playing the game though? Is that a female, a male? Where are they playing the game? On the iPhone, on the Xbox? Where? In the SkyTrain, in the metro, in their living? So that's a game design if he's thinking about all those designs, right? So they work in Unity typically. They don't code, but they're thinking about data, designing that someone has to achieve so many things to get to each level. That's designing, right? So when you apply it as a game designer, they don't need to see a portfolio. They need to see game mechanics. They need to see in writing, maybe in Excel sheets, the chart. And we've seen those things. It's just more like if you look for, decision trees. If you see something like this, that's a game designer. That's how they think, right? If they click on this one, what happens? If they didn't click on that one, what happens? If the player dies, what happens? So this is game design, right? All that stuff. If they pass the level, what happens? Right? So that's game design. So a portfolio like that one, you just need to show that you understand that, right? But there's nothing about drawings, portfolios, yeah, nothing like that. Yeah, entry level, yeah. It's always with data, but data that you guys can interpret, right? It's not just data for the sake of data, but it's the data has meanings, right? Is the game too difficult? Well, you look at the data. Is it too easy? Well, you look at the data, right? So all those things will be making a game better. Is the game being monetized? Well, you look at the data, right? Like all those things is just data, data, data. So a game designer they would do that, and when they design the game, like when you see something like level design, you may look at the drawings, but it's not really about that. That's a concept art who's doing all that stuff, right? But the game designer, if they do something like this, they say, well, here's the entrance. It's only one exit. There's 3 enemies. There's 5 obstacles. There's one guy shooting bullets like that. That's their data. And then the concept artist comes in, and they would make this with that human pass, right? That it looks better, it feels better, it brings more life, and so on. But game design is nothing about that. It's just more about the thinking
Yeah,
people.
huge variety of types of games as well, right? Is it a card game?
Yeah.
Is it a phone game?
Yeah.
Mario designed a phone.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome position though. It's greatly misunderstood because of that design work, but you would not be drawing. But a lot of game designers um, are needed in the industry, and also they come from games like tic-tac-toe and board games, because they know how to create rules. They know how to really keep people engaged in the game, right? So all those rules, that's a game designer. Now let's see.
Once again, this was Mario. There's for 1 second.
Sure.
This is so highly specialized, right? That very, very few schools teach game design, right? The majority of schools, they call it a game course, and they're really just teaching you modeling. So
Yeah.
we have this course.
Yeah. And then did I pull up that portfolio, Johan? I don't think so. There's one that's asking me that it has adult content, so I can't open that. Now, am I missing any questions right there? Kat, did you see any questions that I missed?
Well, this question of how often do we do these portfolio reviews? I don't think it's a regular thing. It's actually quite a special thing when we do the portfolio reviews. We've done 2 since the school's been open.
Yeah.
The last 8.
Oh, Johan, yeah, we've seen this. I'm just looking at the portfolio from Johan. Yeah. We've seen this one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, let me go through the questions and then we'll wrap it up here. Now, Holly's saying, would recruiters rather see a portfolio with a cohesive story? You mean like concept art or animated short films, or what is it? Just to have more bit of context here.
Concept art. My experience, no.
Concept art. No.
You're not doing an entire, let's say, feature film, and you're designing every character and every environment and every prop and every weapon, every vehicle. No.
Yeah. And let me show you one from we have one of our grads that he graduated and he's working out for Sony, and he sent me his portfolio now from Sony. So I'm like looking at his work from Spider-Man. You can see what type of work they're doing, right, at the studio. So this is Sony. That's the guy's name, Tim Ho. Great guy. He has an industrial design background, and this would be concept. And this is answering one of the questions about, can I see a portfolio for concept art? Let's see if I can maximize that.
And this comes from Spider-Man?
Yeah, there he goes. It says Sony ImageWorks, Spider-Man. So he graduated from us, and then he went to work for them within, what is it, like 3 months maybe? 3 months, I think. And he's a guy that we were chatting throughout the program, and his style is more robust, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. But you can see that he's designing that vehicle for Spider-Man, and you see like all these little pieces, right? And somehow, like, I'm not sure because I don't know, the portfolio, but I'm not sure they go somewhere here, or this is one of the props that they're using. But you can see how detailed he goes into designing that tile. Like this is one example, A, B, and C. And he's telling them, well, here's a design with a round shape. Right? This one is a square, and this one is a square, but it has a different pattern. Right? You see the lights. So he was given indications, I'm guessing, right? And then he's coming up with design. So this would be, that's the prop. You guys have seen the movie, I'm guessing. I haven't. And this is home.
Nope, hasn't come out yet.
Oh, there you go.
Comes out next month.
Oh, there you go. So
Homecoming.
there you go. So that's kind of cool. You guys can see that stuff, right? And the prop being held by hand, you see the size, and you see again the variations of that, right? How detailed he goes and how different they are from one and another. I'm guessing this is the reference. You see that? Yeah. So that would be a concept art. Like this one is that function that we're talking about. Right. Here's the vehicle up in the top. This one says the Avengers. So this may be that penthouse from that guy, the Iron Man, maybe, Cap?
Yep.
And then there's that.
Tony Stank.
There you go. So there's that piece. Tony Stark. There's that piece below that piece has been given to a concept artist to see how that would be releasing with the proper throttle and speed for this vehicle to fly. And now the concept artist goes in and he said, well, you know what? Clamping mechanism extends out as a single unit. It opens like this, right? It rotates like that. So you see, so that's a concept artist who's thinking about functionality. Right? In one hand, there's like really amazing drawings and draftsmanship. But on the other hand, it's like, how does this work though? How does that work? Because especially that's a movie, right? And they recreate this in 3D, and they're going for that believability. Right now, here's the Vulture autopilot design. See? Anyways, that's a concept art portfolio. Vehicles. See, look at this thing. So amazing. So cool. What else?
I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, Jessica, no worries. Anyway, any final questions? Let's do one more. Yeah, make it count. She's like typing, delete. Any question? Would you be able to give me some more critiques in the animation blocks of my portfolio? You mean like one-on-one? Paula? And then more people typing. Yeah, we don't do one-on-one critiques. This is more for the community, right? You may want to find anybody, maybe in YouTube, your friends. Yeah, but we don't have time for doing one-on-one unless you're in the school, obviously. Does the art have to be done with the computer, or can it be hand-drawn? Well, the easy answer for that, Jessica, is like, imagine you're a carpenter, right? And you gotta build a chair. And you say, should I do this with my hand, or should I use a hammer, right? Or a drill? See? So the answer is right there. You know the answer, right? It's just tools at the end. Whatever makes you achieve that goal in a better way, in a faster way, right? That you choose the tools. So look at the computer or Photoshop or Maya. It's just a hammer. It's just a nail, right? How often at time the art is rejected? Yeah, Cal, you want to take on that one?
All the time. I mean,
I'm very talented. I get rejected still. You don't know
if you figure there's only about 700 people in the world that are maybe animating on feature films, and then how many people in the world exist? Very small percentage. that reach that level, right? You have to realize everybody's not going to work for Pixar. Everybody's not going to work for
Yeah.
a
All
lot
the
of
time.
studios out
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
there. There's a lot of studios out there. And if you like your culture, why should you leave Europe, right? Find a great job in England or in France or Germany, wherever
Yeah.
you're living.
And let me give you two more angles on that one. The We had once a guy from EA, and he had this phrase that I found really interesting. He said, "You know what? There's always work and opportunities for the talented people." Right? He used to say that. People saying, "I don't have any work, I don't have jobs, and no one likes me." But there's always an opportunity for someone who's talented, right? Now, the other answer for that is saying hard work beats talent, right? You want to really see it like that, though. Meaning that if someone has talent, it's because they've been working hard. If they stop working hard and then someone from the bottom keeps on or starts working hard on these guys, they will surpass the guy with talent, right? So keep that in mind.
You have to have a great attitude. You have to be approachable. You have to treat other people with respect.
Yeah,
That's not going to help you if you're really talented, but you don't treat anybody nicely.
exactly.
Nobody will want to work with you.
Yeah,
Be aware of that.
yeah. If someone's the most amazing guy, but you can't really get along with the guy, or he just, he's such a difficult person. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Thanks again for coming, for showing your work. Keep on being, amazing, creative. Subscribe to the newsletter. We post many things for the community right there. Um, Webinars, we don't know. Typically, every 3 months we have something going on. We have the VANAS talks. We have these webinars. We have things that we see that people need, right? You're welcome to write to us at any time. And then for the people that are looking into the school, just go to the website and you find also people in the school that have been posting here how to get a phone call with them in case that you guys need some help and advice. There's many programs, and if you need to talk to a human, right, and then seeing, okay, what am I good for? How do I do this process? Then they will help you with something like that. Yeah, stay creative,
Bye
stay
bye.
awesome. There you go.
See ya.
Bye.